Hey everybody, it's Julie here again. Um, this is probably a little sooner than I usually do my update, but this is sitting at, well, tomorrow is Canada Day, so on July 3rd it'll be 9 months for me. 9 months post-op, that's crazy. I have lost about 92 pounds already. And yeah, it's been really good. And if you look at it that way, 92 pounds over 9 months averages about 10 pounds a month, which is really reasonable and appropriate, and it makes me feel really good. So this is a vlog that I have been processing and thinking about doing here for quite some time. As you may or may not have figured out by now, I'm not exactly the world's most private person in the world, but that being said, consider this the warning, the precursor. If you're a little bit squeamish, or if you don't like hearing about things like poop and bowel movements and hemorrhoids and seeing pictures, that's going to be part one. And then part B is like talking about skin that's loose and flabby and unsightly. And I'm going to be showing some of mine. Perhaps this isn't a vlog episode of mine that you want to watch. You should probably, in fact, just turn your computer off now, and I'll see you later if you decide to leave, and that's okay. So what spurred this on for me? Normally I have not had any bowel issues at all. My bowels have always worked well for me until I had a run-in with some hemorrhoids after having our first daughter. And it was terribly freaky, and I knew that there were hemorrhoids going on, but I started having all these issues with just really weird bowel movements and lots of mucus and slime and blood and the whole 9 yards. And at the time I was dealing with some postpartum depression issues as well, postpartum anxiety, and that led my little gerbil to start running on the wheel inside my head, and led me to having thoughts that I was dying of rectal cancer and the whole 9 yards. Anyways, long and short of it was, there's nothing that a few prescription strength suppositories and creams couldn't fix, and have dealt with the issue off and on ever since having Georgia. So that will be almost 7 years here on the 22nd of July. Things were going fine until having surgery, and then after the surgery in Mexico, we were given this disgusting drink. It was terrible. It was a medicine. It was sort of similar like a milk of magnesia, I guess, kind of like a pepperminty stuff where you had to take, I forget how many, 7.5 mils of it a day or something. Anyways, I still, I'd get the shudder every time I would ingest it, but it really helped keep the bowels going, keep things moving and flowing and that kind of stuff, until you could kind of get your diet adjusted and get your body back on track after having surgery. And then I have noticed over the past couple of months that I was really struggling with bowels again, because with the diet that we're to be following, it's always proteins first, followed by vegetables, followed by fruit, that kind of stuff. And yes, the emphasis always is on to take fiber supplements and all that kind of stuff, and I just didn't. But it got to the point where I was having bowel movements. For a while it was regular, like maybe every day, every other day, maybe once every 3 days, which really wasn't normal for me. At its worst, I would maybe go, I don't know, once, twice a week, and it was bizarre because all of a sudden, I never really thought I was constipated, but obviously I was, because you're sitting in the bathroom and you're almost doing these gymnastics trying to get your stool to pass from your body, so you almost got like one foot up on the wall and the other one's like all, oh, and you're trying to grab onto the handicap bar. And I know this is a TMI, but you're still watching, you're still hearing it. Anyways, and of course this would really cause irritation for the hemorrhoids that I have. And so then there was lots of bleeding and stuff, and of course I'm starting to get freaked out. Now let me just say, anytime you are having any sort of rectal bleeding or anything like that, you do need to go and get that stuff checked out by your doctor, just because there could be something potentially more ominous going on than a hemorrhoid. So make sure you're being smart about it. But anyways, I was kind of like, what am I going to do about this? This is ridiculous. And then I started, thinking like maybe I need to look at having these little nasties banded and all this kind of stuff, and just led to a whole nother thought process for me. So, which brings me to my next point. I was going for lunch at my lunch break at work, and I just whipped over to this little cafe that's kind of in the building right beside us, or kitty corner, whatever. And so I'm in there and ordering some soup, and I'm looking, and here she has this display sitting on her thing, and it's for these things called hemp hearts. And I mean, some of the ladies at work, they sort of talk about this and chia seeds and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, nah, I'm not interested. That's kind of just maybe a bunch of herbal things that I just I don't know, I typically don't dabble in that kind of stuff too well. Anyways, there was this whole information sheet, all this information about it. There was a free sample pack, and I'm like, well, you know what, I'll try these, I mean, whatever. So I tried them, cracked them open, and I actually, just to show you what they look like. So since having this sample, I've actually gone to Costco and I've bought them, and like, honestly, you guys, I love them. They are fantastic. They have this nutty flavor. They're little, they're almost like, well, I'm going to try and show you here. I'm going to just tip the camera. Sorry. Let's see. Can you sort of see what that looks like? There we go. So it's just, they almost have like a sesame seed sort of like size or texture, but they're a lot softer than a sesame seed. And they are really, really yummy. They have a bit of a nutty taste, and I find that I like to mix them up with my yogurt. So I'll have Greek yogurt, and I'll put 3 heaping tablespoons of hemp hearts into my yogurt, and then usually some fresh berries, and I stir it up, and that's breakfast for me, which I usually eat at work at about say 9:30. That's kind of my routine. That's when I have my breakfast, and it is filling. Like, I can't even finish it all. I have to save the rest of it for my coffee break in the afternoon because it's so dense and so filling. So I just want to show you, this is what they look like when you buy them from Costco. Now, you can buy them at Bulk Barn. I've seen them there. I've seen them at Costco. Health food stores carry them. Dee's Cafe in Saskatoon, in the basement of the Pacific Avenue building, and she sells them there as well. But this is what they look like. Sorry, this is like a mirror image. It's going to be reversed. But anyways, it says here a serving size is 3 tablespoons, which has 170 calories, 13 grams of fat, but it's like the good kind of fats that you want, like similar to, say, what's in like avocado or that kind of stuff. It's got omega-6, omega-3s, and it's got a ton of protein in it. Like, there's 10 grams of protein sitting in that amount of a serving. So if you sprinkle that into your Greek yogurt, so I mean, my Greek yogurt has about, I think, 13 grams of protein, plus another 10, that's like 23 grams of protein right there. And let me tell you, it works great on the bowels. Like, fantastically awesome. Like, the next morning, all of a sudden, I'm like, whoop, it was perfect. It was the best poop ever. And I haven't looked back since. So if you are struggling with constipation, bowel issues, you're maybe not a big fan of chomping down on Benefiber or Metamucil or all those kind of supplements, and you don't mind getting adventurous and trying something like this, try the hemp hearts. Fantastic. Yeah, love hemp hearts. Can't say enough about them. But you do have to be mindful of where you're at in your stage of your post-op diet and pre-op. Because pre-op stuff, you're not supposed to eat seeds. You wouldn't want to eat these. And post-op, again, you got to wait till you're into, I would say, probably your solid phase before you start ingesting this kind of stuff. But they're really, really, really good. Okay, so that's part A. That's my poop stories. You know far too much about me as it is. It's only going to get worse. So the next part of what I want to talk to you about is skin. And yeah, everyone deposits their fat differently when you're overweight. Some people have just kind of a big round sort of apple shape in front of you. Some people have it more, say, centered around their hips and thighs. Some people tend to be really rolly. Some people will develop the pannus. So I wouldn't say that my results are typical for what everyone may experience, but certainly I know that there are a lot of other people out there who are going to have fat distribution like I had, and therefore with the weight loss, most likely skin distribution like I did. So, I mean, I know already that I'm going to be going for plastics, but it is just a little bit unsettling when you see your body changing and you still have all of this extra skin and there's some fat still in there, and it's just kind of, it's a whole nother realm. So I'm going to try it. You're going to see the camera moving a little bit here, but I'm just going to show you here. So these are my arms, but as you can see, there is quite a bit of skin hanging there. So I've got like the bat wing going on. You'll see on that side too. And then I'm just going to stand up here. I'm not sure how all this is going to work. So you can see, so I've got some fairly fitted stuff on. Just from the side you can see. Kind of roly-poly. So then just to show you here, like I've always had these weird little collections sort of right here. It's a whole lot softer in skin, but it's like my extra set of boobs, which are really kind of gross. I'm not a big fan of them. But you can see my back is pretty smooth. Then I'm just going to slide my pants down to the waist. So I have the pants. So I have like that extra hunk of skin that hangs down here. It's pretty loose. It's pretty jello-y. You can still see my scars from the surgery. One of the things I do find though, just with the skin and with the extra fat, like it's way softer. It's not near as hard as it was, but like it's gross. Like look at that. It's like I have a bum in the front. It's disgusting, but very stretchy. And like it goes like all the way easily back to here. Like to be honest, I could pull up some over the back here, and they say that's one of the deciders as to whether or not you need to have a circular tummy tuck versus an extended. I don't know, Dr. Rodas will have to figure it out. But this is kind of what extra skin looks like, guys. So don't be alarmed, it's part of the process. And then the other thing too, which I don't even know if I can show you this or how it works. I'm going to try to tip the camera a little bit, but just to even show like my legs, like the inner thigh is really again, there's just lots of flesh there. It's just really loose and wobbly. So that is some of the stuff that you can potentially look forward to. That is what 92 pounds of weight loss looks like for skin. And you guys know my body now far too intimately. Yeah, but I wanted to share with you just so that you know, have something else to compare to. That's kind of where it's at. So anyways, I am going to sign off. This is already cresting up to 13 minutes here. So I hope that you all have a fantastic Canada Day weekend. Tomorrow's Canada Day. Enjoy. Make sure you stay hydrated. I know today was really hot, so that's the other thing too. Drink your water. That's really going to help with your poops. It's going to help keep things soft and flowing through there for you. Take care, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.